Uncle Story Time. The story of the Uniondale ghost is not merely an urban legend. It is a haunting chronicle of a love interrupted and a journey that, for one woman, never truly ended. To tell this story, we must go back to the 12th of April, 1968, a wet, stormy Good Friday in the heart of the little Karoo. The woman at the center of this mystery was Maria Charlotte Rue, known to her friends as Ria. She was a 22-year-old student nurse with a bright future ahead of her. On that fateful night, she was traveling in a light-colored Volkswagen Beetle with her fiancé, Michel Gilles Pretorius, a lieutenant in the South African Air Force. They were driving from Pretoria toward Riversdale, a long journey intended for a joyous purpose. They were going to visit Maria's parents to officially announce their engagement and finalize their wedding plans. As they neared the Barandas turnoff, about 20 kilometers from the town of Uniondale, the weather was treacherous. Maria was asleep on the back seat, wrapped in blankets, resting before the final leg of their trip. Suddenly, a powerful gust of wind buffeted the small car. Gilles lost control and the Beetle rolled violently off the road. Gilles survived with serious injuries, but Maria was thrown from the vehicle and died instantly on the cold, dark roadside. She passed away without ever waking up, a fact many believe is the reason her spirit remained tethered to that stretch of tarmac. For 8 years, the road remained quiet, but in 1976, the legend of the Uniondale ghost exploded into the public consciousness through a series of verified, bone-chilling encounters. The first and most famous occurred on another Easter weekend, when a businessman named Anton Lagrange was driving near the Barandas turnoff. He spotted a young woman with dark hair, wearing dark slacks and a coat, hitchhiking in the rain. He stopped, she climbed into the back seat, and when he asked where she was going, she gave a specific address, number 2, Porter Street. As they drove, Lagrange attempted to make conversation, but when he looked into his rearview mirror, the seat was empty. Panicked, he stopped at the Uniondale police station to report the disappearance. As he spoke to Constable Cornelius Potgieter, the passenger door of his car reportedly opened and closed on its own, and both men heard a blood-curdling, hysterical scream emanating from the empty vehicle. The sightings did not stop there. In 1978, an army corporal named Van Jaarsveld was riding his motorcycle along the same route. He offered a lift to a young woman fitting Maria's description. She climbed on behind him, put on his spare helmet, and wrapped her arms around his waist. A few kilometers later, Van Jaarsveld felt a sudden jolt and a change in the bike's balance. He pulled over, fearing she had fallen off, only to find her gone. Most chillingly, his spare helmet was not lying on the road. It was found neatly fastened back onto his luggage rack, exactly where it had been before he picked her up. Other motorists over the years reported similar phenomena: the sudden scent of apple blossoms in their cars, an icy chill that would drop the temperature in a cabin by 10 degrees in seconds, or the sound of a woman's laughter followed by a sudden silence. Throughout the late 70s and early 80s, these encounters made Uniondale famous, turning the quiet Karoo town into a pilgrimage site for the curious. Yet the question remained: what happened to her? Folklore experts suggest that Maria was caught in a loop, attempting to finish the journey she began in 1968. She wasn't trying to scare anyone, she was simply trying to get home to tell her parents her good news. However, the most poignant part of this story lies in its conclusion. The sightings, which had been frequent for nearly a decade, abruptly tapered off in the mid-1980s. On a date that many locals find significant, Gilles Pretorius, the man who had been driving the car that night, passed away in 1984 in another car accident. Since his death, reports of the phantom hitchhiker have virtually vanished. The prevailing belief in the region is that Maria was waiting for Gil, and that once he joined her in the afterlife, her spirit was finally able to find the peace that had eluded her since that stormy Good Friday. Today, Maria Charlotte Roux is no longer seen on the N9. She exists now as a permanent part of South African heritage. In Uniondale, she is remembered not with fear, but with a certain communal affection. There is a statue dedicated to her, and the town even features a Hollywood boulevard of palm trees where locals and tourists alike reflect on the story. She has been the subject of films and songs, transformed from a tragic victim of a car crash into a symbol of eternal, unrequited love. While the road near the Barandas turnoff is now just another quiet stretch of the Karoo, the legend of the woman who couldn't stop her journey reminds us that some stories are too powerful to